Welcome guys to a Minecraft video, and this is of course my first video on this channel, so I'm not gonna be the best talker. I mean, I'm pretty introverted in real life as it is, so I guess we'll have to see how I do. And by the way, this isn't live gameplay because I'm way too bad at the video game to talk in PvP at the same time. So anyway, you've probably seen the title, you probably know what's going on. Well, if you somehow don't, I'm gonna talk about my history with science teachers. What a great first video, right guys? So let's start from middle school, because who really cares about elementary school anyways? You know, personally, instead of going to elementary school, I was at home doing more productive things, like playing Minecraft. So anyway, my first science teacher was actually one of the nicer ones, except for the fact that she was always nice to everyone else except me. I mean, like every time she had the chance to make me feel excluded in any way, shape, or form, she took it. By the way, this was in 6th grade. I was just a mere child at the time. Why are you hating on little kids? You shouldn't be teaching children in that case. I mean, I don't exactly know why she was like this towards me specifically. Maybe it was because I was always just a pain in the butt when it came to making me understand certain things, which I probably still am. Yeah, that might be it. I remember one time when we were standing outside in like a big circle and she was like walking around trying to show us something. I don't remember what it was, but she was gonna show us something, alright? That's all you need to know. So she was going around the circle showing everybody, but when she came to me, she just skipped me. And it wasn't like she skipped the whole section, no. She showed the kid before me and the kid after me, but not me. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal looking back at it, but it's the little things that make a difference, and that really brought me down for the rest of the day. But like, she was always so nice towards everyone else. Or so I thought. When I was in 9th grade, me and my friends were so bored during lunch break, so we had an idea. We were gonna rank our middle school teachers. So we sat down in the middle of the cafeteria and started ranking. Now most of the rankings were in the exact same order with the science teacher at the top. And when I did my ranking, my friends were like, "You put her where? How could you do that? She's so nice." And I'm sitting there like, "You wouldn't understand. You don't know the pain I've gone through." I thought I was gonna be the only one putting her last, until it was the last guy's turn, and guess where he put her? You guessed it. Rock bottom! So I'm sitting there thinking like, there's more people she's hating on? So I asked him about his experience, and he was also sort of disliked by the teacher. So I guess I wasn't the only victim in this case. So that was my middle school teacher, and now we're gonna talk about my current science teacher in 10th grade, which could get me in trouble, but who cares? So this teacher isn't mean or anything like the last one, which is good, except for the fact that instead of being mean, she doesn't know how to teach. How can you be a teacher and not be able to teach? I don't understand. I barely understand anything she's saying, like, at all. And in the beginning, I thought I was just dumb. I mean, I did say earlier in the video that I did have it hard to understand sometimes when it came to school. But it wasn't just me. Everyone in my class thought she was rambling more than Joe Biden during presidential debates. So whenever she talks about something in front of the class, she always talks about stuff that we aren't really supposed to know until 2 years later, and then goes back to what we're actually supposed to know without any warning. So we just end up getting way too much information for us to take in all at once, and that just makes it harder to understand anything at all. So we later had an exam about something most people in my class knew nothing about, and I was very frustrated with myself when I left the classroom because I knew that it didn't go well at all. So when it was time to redo the test, I thought that it was gonna be like 5 or 6 people there. I was so wrong. I'm not even kidding, like 90% of the class were there, which just shows that she can't even teach properly. And at first I thought she was just new to teaching, but no, she had taught 9th graders before. So why can't she teach correctly? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she got like fired from her last job or something because she just made everyone fail their exams by trying to teach them way too complicated things for their age. Even though she's bad at teaching, she's also bad at making jokes. Every time she tries to joke around a bit to break the ice whenever we're being too quiet, the ice just gets harder. None of her jokes makes anyone laugh, and whenever she realizes that it's not working, she just awkwardly laughs, hoping to make people feel bad for her and give her small pity laughs, which usually doesn't work either. She just makes it even more awkward for herself. So I don't really understand why she's doing it. I mean, I do kind of feel bad, but also not at the same time because it's not really my fault that most people in my class are failing. We actually had her today for our last lesson of the day, and the first thing she asked was if we wanted to study by ourselves. So we tell her that we do, and before we can even log into our laptop, she starts rambling about I don't know what for 20 minutes. And when she's finally done, she asks us if we want to start studying by ourselves again. And then we say yes again, but instead of accepting that we don't want to listen to her rambling, she just goes, I guess we'll talk about this. And then she goes on to talk for another 40 minutes straight before ending the lesson. We didn't even get to start studying. So that was that teacher, which again, I hope she doesn't see this, because then I'm gonna be in huge trouble, which you know, is a position that I would preferably not want to be in right now, you know, considering that I actually still want to get a grade and eventually graduate, even though I've been talking smack about her for around 3 minutes straight. I'll be fine. I only have her for another 3.5 months. Which leads me to the third, final, but also weirdest teacher of them all. By far. So I had this teacher in both 7th and 8th grade, and he was pretty chill, not gonna lie. Even though he walked and talked like a robot, but whatever. After school, I would occasionally see him with sunglasses, his massive headphones on his bald head, and a posture as straight as it could be, on his way to the gym where my friend would see him from time to time. If the class was talking a bit too much, he would sometimes shout very loud like, Hey, shut up! But at least he knew how to teach, you know, like, come on now. But when we were, I'd say, around halfway through 8th grade, he announced that he would be leaving by the end of the school year, but he didn't really tell us the reason why. But something we did know was that he was going to work at the school where all the sophomores, juniors, and seniors go to school. It's different where I'm from. So anyway, he was going to start working there instead, which would mean that in 2 years' time I was going to have him in science, right? Well, if you were listening before, you know that I don't have him in science right now because I already spoke about my current science teacher earlier. And why is that, might you ask? Because he turned out to be a creep. I'm not even kidding. It all started in 9th grade when we were visiting the school that he had moved to, which is also my current school, which I've probably already mentioned, but I'm gonna do it again because I'm cool like that. But anyways, we were there and some of the guys from the other class went onto the teacher's laptop and found some rather bad stuff there, to say the least. I think only about a day later he got fired, which I wouldn't say is one of the most expected things that could have happened. He also got detained for a while, but I think he got set free a bit later, but I'm not really sure. I could be terribly wrong. So that was my, some might say, horrible experiences with science teachers, and I couldn't agree more. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and share this video to your friends, your parents, your dog, your cat, and everyone in between. And also make sure to subscribe to never miss another upload. It helps me out a lot. Bye!